Sure. Hello there. How are you doing? So, favourite stretches, hey? So I just love anything that opens up the chest and the shoulders because I love my chaturangas and stuff, but they do like really kill me in the pec area and in the shoulders, and they get pretty ropey. So I really like anything that opens those up. So on the floor, I like the scorpion one. Do you know which one I mean? Like one arm comes out to the side and then like open up like this, like that. Okay, so this is one of my favourite stretches. It just feels so beautiful. Really forward bend. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I like a forward bend. I like doing it against the wall as well to press myself into it a bit further. It is good for me as well because I do have quite a tight lower back. So I could always do with more forward bending. Why not? I love a good pigeon of any sort. Seated, supine, standing, prone. You know, it's always good to get. Yeah, twists are good too. Often underdone too. So, yeah. Yes, I do. I've seen it. Alright, so heroes for heroes. Basically, Jen and Chris are going to dress up as superheroes, a different one every week apparently, from their vast collection of costumes. Every weekend, every Saturday, they're going to do Flex and Power. And they're just asking for a donation of, was it £5? Is it £5? Or anything? Yeah, so they just want people to join in, and if you would so kindly donate a fiver or just whatever you've got towards the cause. Oh, that's the cause. Yeah, so all the proceedings go to Sheffield's Children's Hospital. Just to help the NHS key workers during this time. So, which I think is a very worthy cause. So yeah, join us on Saturday if you're about. I'm going to come along next Saturday too. I'm going to wear one of my boyfriend's little boy's capes and his little muscle tops as well, you know, with the fake muscles. Yeah. Have you? But you're so ripped already, Chris. You don't need to pretend that you've got muscles. Well, I can see them bulging underneath your t-shirt now on the screens. It's like pulsing. It doesn't say one on it, so I was confused whether it was Fusion 1, but it must be. It's just because it's the first one, so. Very nice. What a retro throwback, eh? Oh, and we've got the lovely Rice 100 in there. Jen loves those. And Rosie. No, it doesn't. Everyone just does it too quickly. So all right. I'm sure they know anyway, although they probably just wouldn't question it. So right now I am talking to Chris in the Zoom chat room. If you want to join us, then click on the link above the preview. Join in if you want to. But yeah, we're just having a little conversation. We've just been talking about stretching, my favourite ones. Maybe you want to share about your favourite stretches with us as well. We've just been talking about Heroes for Heroes too, something that they're doing for charity every Saturday where you get to join in the class and donate to the Sheffield Children's Hospital. So we're about to do Fusion 1. The first ever fusion? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay. Are you sure? But you've got to get that use out of your costumes though, so I don't see why not. Oh, I see, right. Some I know you've got to think of a catchy name for every theme, haven't you? Cowboys for children or something. How many more minutes have we got? 2 minutes. No one's logging in yet. Cool. Sounds good. Oh, Paul's still here. Oh, he's doing a double with us. Dedication, I like it. Even at home. Oh, are you? Cool. Hey, Chris is joining in too. Good to see. Hey. What mat have you got then, Chris? Oh, did you now? Is that like for the modern man or something? Oh my word. You've got a lot, haven't you? Oh, do you know what? I would absolutely love to do it in my sumo costume, but I kind of feel like it wouldn't be a very good class because you won't. Hi, Flora. How you doing, Flora? Oh, 36 seconds, cool. Sunrise. Right, we're all set. Woo! Yay! Hi, Flora! How you doing? Yeah, I'm a lion. Alright, so going live. Alright, welcome risers. How you all doing? I'm just going to take my earbud now. Out now. Okay, it is Ashton here and welcome to Fusion tonight. I'm going to be doing Fusion 1, so the first one that we ever did. As you might have noticed, I'm a lion tonight, okay, so I was just joining in with the kids with their face tattooing, okay, so nothing weird, nothing to do with Joe Exotic or anything. Although if you haven't watched that, then please check it out on Netflix. Okay. So yeah, Fusion 1, our first ever fusion that we did. Some of you might remember it, some of you might not. So I just thought, with every class that I've been doing tonight, I've been starting off with a lion's pose and lion's breath, okay, just to go with the facial tattoo here. So knees wide, and then toes touching at the back. The glutes come on to the heels here, all right? And then with your hands, bring your arms in front of you, okay, so fingertips facing forwards, and then from here we're going to twist the wrists so that the fingers point downwards, pinkies towards one another, and then we're going to plonk the hands onto the floor, palms onto the floor. Okay, try and have them flat on the floor so we feel a lovely stretch in the inside of the forearm there, and sink back onto the heels with the glutes. If you feel like you can stretch your forearms out a little bit more, if you've got quite flexible wrists, then shift your hands forwards a little bit. This deepens the stretch. Try to keep the palms flat on the floor, okay? So just I'll give you a few seconds to adjust them to a point that is comfortable for you to get the stretch that you want, okay? Ensure that your glutes can relax onto your heels here. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and now let's bring focus to the breath now. Okay, so relaxation. Inhale into the stomach, deep into the rib cage. And then exhaling, releasing all tension out through the hips and the forearms, feeling them open up. Okay, 2 more deep breaths like this, and then we're going to move into some lion's breath. Inhale. And exhale. Feeling the inner thighs open up all the more. 1 more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. If your wrists or forearms start to feel uncomfortable at any point, you can always turn them round, okay? You do not have to stay in this stretch throughout this breathing technique. So now let's come into our lion's breath next. So same inhalation as before, deep inhalation. But then as we exhale, I really want to try and expel that air out, okay? So I open my mouth and I almost allow the air to rasp out through my throat there, sticking the tongue out as much as you want, guys, okay? Only as much as you want. 3 more of these. Inhale right into the nose. And then exhale, tension. Just feeling yourself energize slowly in the chest and throat. 2 more now. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, 1 more lion's breath for me, guys. The loudest one, the deepest one. Inhale. And exhale. And come back to normal breathing. Okay, from here, sit back, lift your palms from the floor, okay, and then just give your wrists a little shake out. Okay? That's it. Our forearms might be tingling a little bit. That's completely normal. Maybe interlock the hands and start to just roll out the wrists here. Yeah, give them a little bit of relief. Maybe press the knuckles together, bend the wrists like this. All right. And when you're done resetting them, pop your hands back onto the floor and then shift your knees back. Okay, so knees underneath the hips. And then start to circle the shoulders and hips. Just getting some movement into the joints here. 1 breath for a circle. So for 3, for 2, and for 1, right to the side and back into the center, anti-clockwise now with those circles. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Come back into the center here. 1 inhalation, tuck the toes underneath, and then as we exhale, lift your hips into the air. Ready for that first downward facing dog. So in downward dog, feet at hip width apart. Okay, bend the knees if you've got quite tight hamstrings. Keep squeezing the abs and lifting the hips into the air. Push the floor away with the heels of the hands. And also, if your feet are turning outwards at the toes, try to turn the heels outwards, okay, opening up the sit bones here. This just improves the alignment in the back of your legs. And then if you want to, start to pedal out the feet. Make whatever adjustments you want. Twist the hips from side to side, loosen up here. For 3, for 2, and 1 more breath. Alright, coming back into the center to stationary down dog. Pick up the hips, inhale here, and then exhale, shift into plank. Vinyasa sequence now. Inhale, in plank, squeezing glutes. Exhale, forwards to chaturanga, or knees, chest, and chin. Okay, so knees, chest, and chin, all in that order. Elbows tucked towards the ribs. And then inhale, flip toes over, scoop up into your up dog. Squeeze the glutes, lift the knees off the floor. Keep everything active and roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lift the hips back into the air, rolling back into your downward facing dog. Okay, we're ready for our first round of power now. So inhale here, and then as we exhale, bend the knees, look in between the hands, and then jump forwards into your forward facing fold, nice and quietly. Separate the feet so that they're hip width apart. As we inhale, rise into the S, sweeping the arms up, extend the arms, come onto the balls of the feet. And then as we exhale, sink the glutes down to knee level here. Okay, so working into the quads, pushing the knees outwards, keeping that core strong. Glutes tucked underneath the hips here. Inhale here. As we exhale, sit down with the glutes onto the heels. If you can't come that low because of your knees, that's cool. Just stay in a half squat. Inhale all the way back up to high chair, and then exhale all the way back down again. One more to go. Oh, the screen's frozen, but I'll just keep going, hoping that will come back on. And then exhale, sink back down. Inhale, rise, extend arms, release heels to floor, and then exhale, bring hands back onto the floor into forward facing fold. All right, from here, step back to plank, and let's vinyasa. Inhale here, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, flow to down dog. One inhalation here, and then exhale, bend the knees, and jump in between hands again. Feet underneath the hips. Inhale, rise once more. We're going to go for those flowing chairs again onto balls of feet. Exhale, sink down to high chair. Inhale here. Exhale, sink again for 3. Inhale, rise. Exhale for 2. And for 1. Inhale, rise, extend the arms, plant feet onto floor, hands onto floor here, and then jump back into your plank or step back, completely up to you. So from here, we're going to do some squat thrusts. Inhale, jump the feet onto either side of the hands. Bring hands to the center of the heart for your yogi squat. Now we're going to do that jump 3 more times. Hands onto the floor. Inhale, jump back. Exhale, back to squat, hands to heart. 2 more, as lightly as possible on the feet for 2. 1 more to go, and for 1. All right, now hands onto the floor, and then step back into your plank, and then lift the hips into the air. So from here, we're going to take some dolphin dips. So forearms onto the floor, grounding elbows into the floor. Interlock the hands if you want to, squeezing the abs, keeping the hips in the air. Inhale here, and then shift the weight forward, so nose to knee if possible. Exhale, head back in between the hands, keeping those hips up in the air. All right, 2 more for 2. Great shoulder work this, and for 1, nose to floor if you can, remember. And exhale. All right, separate the hands. Ground into the hands, and then lift back up into your down dog, and then back into plank. Vinyasa. Inhale here, exhale chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, keeping elbows close, guys. Exhale back into down dog. All right, back to that flowing chair. Inhale here, and then exhale, bend knees, jump in between hands. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, rise up onto balls of feet. Exhale, come to high chair. Push the knees out. Ready for that flowing chair. Inhale, exhale, sit down for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, rise up. Come to standing position, and then exhale, fold forwards, hands on floor. Squat thrusts now. Inhale to plank, exhale to yogi squat for 3, for 2. 1 more, heels on the floor if we can, no worries if not. And then from here, pop back to your plank, and then back into that downward facing dog. Dolphin dips once more, elbows onto the floor. Clasp the hands, inhale, nose to floor, exhale, shift back for 3. Actually, let's do 5 of these, for 4. Good. For 3, you can do it, guys. For 2, come onto the knees if you need a rest. 1 more, and for 1. Woo, well done. Unclasp the hands, hands onto floor, and lift into that downward facing dog again. Inhale here, bend the knees, and then as you exhale, look in between the hands, and then drop the knees or pop into your seated position. So we're going to come into some high to low boats now. So onto your tailbone, legs can be straight or bent, up to you. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. From here we inhale lower into low boat, keeping the lower back on the floor and shoulder blades lifted. As we exhale, we lift back up into that high boat. 5 of these. Inhale lower, exhale rise. For 4. Lift that chest, guys. Don't allow your lower back to round. For 3. For 2. That's it. Keep your core squeezed. 1 more. And for 1. All right. Cross your legs, hands onto the floor. Step or pop back into your plank. Vinyasa now. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale here. And then exhale, look in between the hands. Bend knees. And step or float to your forward fold. Inhale, rise now, arms reaching up, coming onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, sit bound into that high chair, push the knees out. Inhale, exhale, flowing chair for 3. For 2, feel that heat building up in the quads. And for 1, rise all the way back up, heels onto floor. Exhale, fold forwards. You remember those squat thrusts. Inhale, plank, exhale, squat. For 3, for 2, and 1 more, and for 1, step or pop back to your plank, and then lift hips into the air. Dolphin dips 1 more time, elbows onto the floor. We'll stick with 3 again now. So inhale, nose to floor for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release the hands from one another, ground the hands into the floor, and then lift up into that downward facing dog. Inhale here, bend knees, and then exhale, drop knees or float to your seated position. From here, high boat to your low boat. So legs into the air on your tailbones. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, exhale. Well done. 1 more. And exhale. Alright, from here, plant your feet onto the floor, hands behind you, fingertips facing forwards or just wherever feels comfortable. And then from here, we're going to do some tabletops to L-sits. As we inhale, we lift the hips into the air, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. As we exhale, we swing the glutes back. 5 of these. Inhale, exhale. 4. Squeeze the glutes at the top, guys. 3. For 2. 1 more to go. And for 1. Alright, from here, pop glutes onto the floor. We're going to roll back and take some eagle crunches. Okay, so more core work. 1 leg crosses over the other, if possible, wrapping one foot, the foot around the calf there. And then the right arm, so the opposite arm that the elbow that's on top is the opposite one to the leg that's on top, right? Just to balance it out. Okay, crisscross the arms if we can. Inhale, lengthen, keeping the lower back onto the floor. Fingers and toes tapping the floor. Exhale, crunching elbows to the knees. For 5, 4, 3, for 2, and for 1. All right, untwist the arms and legs. And then roll back up into your plank, guys. We've got 1 more round of everything. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale here, bend the knees. Exhale, jump or step to your forward fold. Inhale, rise, coming onto tippy toes. Exhaling into a high chair. And then inhale, let's sweep, flow for 3. For 2, exhale as we lower, guys. And 1 more, slowly rise all the way up, feet onto the floor. Exhale, fold forward, squat, thrust, let's go. Inhale, plank, exhale, squat for 3. For 2, One more. And for one. All right, from here, jump back to your plank. Bring the hips into the air, and then let's take those dolphin dips. So forearms down, clasp hands, and nose to floor. We come 3 of these for 3. Inhale, exhale for 2. And one more. And release your hands. Hands onto the floor. Lift up into downward facing dog. Get ready for that step or jump through into your boat. Bend knees. Exhale. Jump through. Legs straight into the air, guys. And let's lower. Inhale. Exhale for 5. 4. Keep that chest lifted. 3. For 2. And for 1. All right, from here, slowly roll back. Eagle crunches. This time, take the opposite leg over the other, the other knee to the first time that you did it. Okay. Same with the arms as well. Inhale, lengthen, lower back to floor. Exhale, crunch for 5. For 4. 3. Squeeze and hold at that crunch. For 2. 1 more to go. And for 1, across the arms and legs, roll up, come into a plank position. We're going to go for some twisted mountain climbers, okay? So legs are bent here, and then we twist and crunch the opposite knee to the opposite elbow, keeping the hips down. Are you ready? 5 on each side. Go for 5. 4, you can do it slower, quick. 3, 2, and for 1, pinning the hips down, knees onto the floor, and then however way you want to do it, roll back. So you can roll the legs out in front of you or sweep them to the side. And then we're going to do the rise 100, finishing off the power sequence, okay? Looking right to the abs, it's a bit of a killer this. We like to finish with this for a lot of our routines, you might have noticed. So squeeze the abs, pin the lower back to the floor, bring chin to chest, shoulder blades off the floor, and then for less challenge, keep the knees bent here. For more challenge, lengthen them out and lower them, always trying to ensure that the back does not peel off the floor. If your neck starts to hurt, then just rest it on the floor for a second, all right? And then with the hands, we're going to gently pat the air up and down. We're going to do 100 of these. Let's get ready, okay? And lift chin to chest, hands off the floor. Have your legs however you need them, and we go. All right, so I'm going to count. I've been accused of counting too slowly, so I'll try to make sure I count properly. Okay, that was 10. Deep breaths, guys. It's all about controlling that breath, okay? That was 20. Okay, so try not to rush the movement here, okay? And 30. Because if we start to rush it, then we start to lose control. When we start to lose control, we use more energy than we need. That was 40. Which makes us tire quicker. That was 50. Okay, that's halfway there. Keep that lower back on the floor if you can. Bend the knees if you need to, guys. Do not kill yourselves trying to keep the legs straight. That was 60. 40 more to go. Can you do this? Of course you can. 70. Deep breaths. Keep them coming. 80. Well done, guys. 20 more. 90. Nice one, Flora. I can see your legs still in the air there. And 100. Oh. All right, release the feet to the floor. Let the palms relax. And then lift the hips into the air for that lovely counter stretch. So a bridge is the perfect way to counter stretch after your rise 100. Okay, so it just gives your abs a little bit of relief. It stretches them out at the front. And then it also gives that lower back a bit of relief as it stretches it the other way. 2 more breaths now for 2. Slow your breath. And For 1. Now slowly roll down the spine, holding the pelvic floor muscles, controlling the descent. And then bring knees to chest. Start to circle the knees, give your lower back a little massage. Preparing yourself to breathe and move a little bit slower as we come into the flex section of the class. For 2. And for 1. Opposite direction now for 3. For 2. And for 1. Whenever you're ready, cross your legs and roll up slowly, carefully into a seated position first. Get your bearings first. You might feel a little bit dizzy if you've done that too quickly. And then pop your hands onto the floor and step back into our downward facing dog. Alright, so let's take a few breaths to settle into our down dog. Open up the sit bones. Again, turn your heels outward slightly if you find that they're traveling in towards one another. Turn your triceps in towards one another as well, just to keep that shoulder engagement. Once you feel settled in your down dog, like balanced and equal on both ends of the body, then you can come into a twisted dog. So start by lifting the right hand and then bringing it onto the left shin or onto the outside or inside of the foot. Completely up to you which side you want to take. Okay, 3 deep breaths here for 3. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can also lift up your right leg as well. Okay, so shift your weight into the left and then slowly lift up the right leg for 2, but only do this if you feel confident. Last breath now, squeeze that core. And then slowly release. Both feet back onto floor and both hands back onto floor. Okay, we're staying in down dog and we're going to do some knee drives. So inhale, right leg lifts once more, squaring the hips. And then as we exhale, we thread knee to chest, keeping it tight, shifting the shoulders over the hands, getting that core engagement in. Inhale up. For 2, exhale, crunch down. 1 more to go, and for 1. Inhale all the way back up again. And then as we exhale, we're going to plant our right foot on the outside of our right hand. So from here, you've got the option to pop your knee onto the floor here. Okay, so if you don't want to take that option, then just keep your knee lifted, but try to ensure that your front knee is directly above your ankle and not in front of it. Okay, this just helps keep the stretch in that inner thigh and hip there. And then from here, start to circle the torso, so up and down to the side, and you should feel that stretch in your inner thigh there for 3. Good. For 2, sinking into the hips. And 1 more breath. And then stop in the center. All right, from here, bring your front foot to meet the back foot, coming back into our plank. And let's start with a wide plank lower. So hands wide on either side of the mat, maybe a little bit wider if you're quite broad-shouldered. Inhale here, and then as we exhale, we're going to slowly do some press ups. All right, so inhale slowly to the floor, keeping those elbows tucked in, chest lowering onto the knees if you want. Exhale, push right up, squeezing the chest muscles for that lift. All right, 2 more of those. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Notice how my neck does not bend, everything is straight. 1 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. All right, well done. Okay, from here, bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. And then if you want to, you can come onto the forearms for our next move, as we're going to come into a side plank. So if your wrists are hurting, come onto your forearm. All right. So grounding into the right hand or the right elbow, we're going to open up over to the left, taking our side plank. Your feet can be stacked or staggered. More challenge for balance if they're stacked. And then the left arm reaches up. Inhale here, and then as we exhale, we're going to come into a rotation. So we curl this left arm underneath the right armpit. Inhale, open up again, stacking shoulders, hips stack 2. For 3. For 2, keep an eye on that breath, keeping the core tight. 1 more to go now. And for 1. Inhale, open up again. And then with your left leg, you're going to lift it up and then shift it over to the side and flip over into that wild thing. So left arm reaches towards the front of the mat. If this is getting too much for your wrist, guys, then come onto your right knee. This is kneeling wild thing. Okay? It's just another option for you. 2 more breaths for 2. All right. 1 more breath to go. And exhale, plant your hands back onto the floor. From here, plant your left foot onto the outside of your left hand. Here we're taking just a little low lunge once again. Okay, and then we're going to work into our wild card for this session. So, you can stay in your low lunge if this is enough for you, or you can take a little twist. All right, so with the left fingertips, plant them onto the floor on the inside of the foot, and then open up here by lifting and extending the right arm, sinking down into here. So back leg is straight, and we want to keep the weight even between both front and back foot. If you want to take it a little bit further, then flatten your back foot, and then with your left arm, reach underneath your left knee and take a bind of the hands behind that left hip there. All right, you can stay here, rolling the right shoulder back, lifting the chest. This is a bound lizard. All right, if you want to stay here, then that's cool. If you want to get in further and come into a birds of paradise with me, then step your back foot in towards the front. And then from here, keeping that bind with the hands, you're going to rise up and balance on this right leg. And then if possible, lengthen out this left leg. Good. Well done, guys. Yeah, that's it, Flora, very good. Yeah, looks good, guys. Okay, just 1 more breath here. Again, something you can practice a little bit more on your own there. And then whenever you're ready, step back into your plank. All right, Vinyasana, everything on the other side. Inhale here in plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Have a rest if you need to. Vinyasa is the perfect time to take a rest. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. All right, so we're going to take that twisted dog again. Just take 1 breath to settle in your down dog here, evening out the weight between hands and feet. And then when you're ready, pick up your left hand and go for that right shin outside or inside of the ankle. Okay. Once you feel comfortable, maybe attempt that leg lift. It's completely up to you. For 3. Pin your hips down, guys. For 2, keep pushing the floor away. 1 more breath. And then slowly lower feet back onto floor and come back into that downward dog once more. Okay, from here, 3-legged dog now. So we're going to lift up the left leg into the air. And then as we exhale, we drive knee towards chest. Shoulders over hands for 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch for 2. And for 1 more. So you want to try and do this in slow motion, guys. No rushing. And exhale, knee to chest. Inhale all the way back up. And then exhale, plant your left foot besides your left hand. Option to come onto the knee if you want again. Or stay high with the knee and circle the torso with me. You don't even have to circle the torso if you find that this is just too uncomfortable for you, okay? So 3 more circles here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Okay, now front foot meets the back foot coming into that plank. So now we're going to do some narrow press ups, so chaturangas essentially, working into the triceps, knees or toes. So inhale, weight forwards, lower the chest. Exhale, press up. Keep those elbows nipped in, guys. This keeps the work in those triceps. 2 more for 2. Exhale, lift. All right, 1 more to go. Can you keep that neck straight? Let's go. For 1. Exhale. Woo! Oh, well done. All right, if you need to take a little rest and shake out the wrists, then do that now. And then join back in whenever you're ready. So next we're going to come into our side plank. Forearm or hand. Open up, right arm reaches up. And then let's go for that thread the needle seek movement. So inhale here. As we exhale, we curl the right hand underneath the left armpit. Inhale up. And exhale, curl. 2 more now for 2. Keep that chest open and the hips too. And last one for 1. Inhale, open all the way back up. Lift the right leg, shift it over to the side, and then bring the chest up into your wild thing. Hips up too. Coming onto your left knee if you need. Extend that right arm and keep rotating the body gently for 3. For 2. Breathe, guys. Don't forget to breathe. And 1 more breath. All right, slowly roll back into your downward facing dog. Okay, from here, plant your right foot, lift your right foot, and then plant it beside your right hand. So we're going to work into birds of paradise on the other side now. So remember, we've got a few different options. First option, right fingertips on the floor on the inside of the foot, and then the left arm reaches up. We open the shoulders, twisted lizard. Okay, second option, flatten the back foot and then take that bind behind your right hip. So right arm threads underneath the right knee. Left arm takes the bind behind us. And then we roll the left shoulder back and look upwards, keeping the chest open. If this is comfortable for you, then you can walk your back foot in towards the front foot and then slowly rise into your birds of paradise. So grounding into that foot and then straightening out that leg as much as possible, relaxing the shoulders. Now you might find that one side is a lot tighter than the other. Mine certainly is. My right side is a lot tighter there. So, are you right there, Flora? Yeah, that's good. It's always interesting seeing the sort of transitions. Yeah, really good. Try to relax the shoulders and yeah, try to just let go of any tension in the arms, okay? Try not to clench the fists or anything. All right, so whenever you're ready, step out the feet, release from your birds of paradise, and then pop hands back onto the floor. Take your plank once again. We're going to move into the chill section of our class now. All right, inhale here. Exhale, slow vinyasa. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. One inhalation here. And as we exhale, look in between the hands. And then we're going to lower our chest towards the floor. And then lower stomach and thighs towards the floor. Allow the toes to relax. And we're going to take a sphinx now. So elbows underneath the shoulders, relax the arms and the hands. Roll the shoulders back, lifting into sphinx. Allow the chest to open. For 3. Lengthen the neck, lift the chin. For 2. One more breath. And then exhale. Allow the shoulders to relax. We're going to take a crocodile pose to reset in. So widen your elbows out to mat width, hands on top of one another, or if you want, fists on top of one another, and then allow the forehead to just rest on top of the fists. Okay, so just allows a really soft rounding of the shoulders and upper back there. Try to relax all the muscles around the elbows and the biceps and the shoulder blades. One more breath. And then slowly bring your forehead up from the floor. Come back into that Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders again. Oh, load of my face tattoos just come off on my hand there from the sweating. And then return to your Sphinx. Roll the shoulders back. Now we can stay in our Sphinx, or if you want a slightly deeper back bend, then you can straighten out the arms. Okay, so this instantly lifts your chest and deepens that back bend. Okay, so only do this carefully. You don't want to pull anything in your back by doing it too suddenly or quickly. And if you feel like you can go a little bit further, then just shift your hands in towards you a little bit. Roll shoulders back continually. 2 more breaths. And try to relax your lower body here. Let go of all that tension. I don't know about you, but for some reason I automatically start tensing my glutes in the seal pose. I have to actively focus on relaxing them. Okay, 1 more breath. And then slowly lower elbows to the floor. And let's take another crocodile, okay? Resetting the spine once more. So remember, elbows wide, hands on top of one another, or fists, forehead to floor. And then just to counter stretch a little bit, you can start to just lift the lower back a little bit here. So tuck the glutes, pin the glutes to the floor, just for that lovely counter stretch from that back bend we've just done. 3 deep breaths for 3. For 2. 1 more breath. And release, chest to floor, lift forehead up from the hands. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders and then push back into a child's pose. So I'll leave it to you whether you want to do a wide-legged or narrow-legged child's pose. So I'm going to stick with a narrow-legged child's pose to stretch out the lower back more. Okay, so glutes onto the hips. When we widen our legs, the stretch becomes more about the hips and the inner thighs there. But it's up to you. 3 deep breaths now for 3. Feeling the spine lengthen. For 2. One more breath. And then from here, let's stretch out those shoulders, guys. We have done a lot of shoulder and wrist work. So the right arm threads underneath the left. Allow your head to relax on the floor here. Maybe you need to widen your knees to give yourself a little bit of space. And then from here, we can turn the chin so that it faces downwards to intensify that stretch in the side of the shoulder. If you want to, you can even reach behind you with that left arm and tuck your hand into the opposite hip crease. But it's completely up to you. You can just stick with the arm extended if you want. 3 deep breaths for 3. For 2. Last breath, really enjoying that lovely lengthening of the deltoid there. And then slowly untwist, so arms back out in front, unthread your arm from underneath you, and then let's move to the other side now. So left arm underneath the right, turning the chin to point downwards, relaxing shoulder on floor, and possibly reaching and wrapping behind with that right hand and arm. Hand into the hip crease. Relax both shoulders for 3. For 2. Final breath. Slowly unwrap the arms, reach in front of you, straighten them out, And then from here, lift the hips into the air, tuck the toes underneath, and then take a downward dog. So we're not going to stay here for long, we're just transitioning into our pigeon from here. So from here, inhale, lift up left leg, and then as we exhale, try to softly land the knee behind the left wrist. Lengthen out the back leg and pin the hips downwards if possible. If it's not possible to have your back leg straight, then just keep the legs bent and come into animal pose. It still gives you that same stretch in the glute and the hips. So if it feels good to do so, you can fold forwards. If not, just stay upright, okay? It can be a little bit too intense for some people to fold forwards. 3 deep breaths here. Continuing to breathe and sink into the hips, feeling that left glute open up. 2 more breaths. 2. And 1 more breath. Okay, slowly rise. Push yourself upright. And then unfold from your pigeon. Come back into downward dog. And let's take the other side for pigeon now. Inhale, lift up right leg. Exhale, soft landing into pigeon. Knee behind wrist. Lengthen or keep back leg straight. And then when ready, fold forwards if you want to take that option. For 3. Continue to pin your left hip towards the floor here, just gently. Don't want to overdo it. For 2. And 1 more breath. Alright, push yourself back upright again, and then unfold from your pigeon. Tuck your back toes, lift into your downward dog, and let's close up the practice with a finishing vinyasa. Inhale here in down dog. Exhale, slow roll and ripple to that plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, flow to down dog. Inhale here, and then exhale, step lightly in between hands to forward fold. Inhale, rooting to rise, arms sweep up, hands meet at the top, and then exhale, bring hands to chest. Alright, well done guys. That's your set sequence done, fusion number 1, and then whenever you're ready, let yourself roll back into that Shavasana. So you can take bound angle or just standard Shavasana. Bound angle, soles of feet together and knees open. Palms are relaxed and open, and the shoulders are allowed to roll back. Bring your focus to the breath. Focusing on releasing tension from around the hips and thighs. So I'm just going to stay here for a few breaths if you're doing this with me, but if you're at home and you want to take a longer Shavasana, then please feel free to do so. Okay, releasing tension from all around the jaw and neck and face. Take that last breath. And exhale. Now gently wiggle fingers and toes. Bring the knees together slowly. Roll over to one side, taking your fetal position. 1 breath here. And then in your own time, gently roll or push up to your seated pose. Alright, let's close off the practice, guys. So roll the shoulders back. Inhale, reach up with the arms, hands meeting. And then exhale, slowly bring hands to chest. Okay, namaste, guys. Thank you very much, yogis. Hope you enjoyed that.